So I can sit here and tell you about a million red flags, right? We can go on and on and on about that because our brains are conditioned to see the negative in things. I can tell you about bad storms coming, this and that. Oh, they got robbed. And it's easy for you to believe. If I tell you about so and so won $1 million, you'd be like, get out of here. You know, you lying. And because of that, I think it's harder for us to identify these green flags. Trust me, green flags exist. But if your purview is always to look for the negative in things, then girl or guy, that's what you always gonna see. So as someone who's been on a million dates, and I mean not necessarily a million, but a few hundred with a few hundred men, I had the extra layer of complexity because I also had an avoidant attachment style. And if you know anything about being an avoidant, you're always looking for an opportunity to have one foot out the door because you're ready to jet anyway. It took me some time to one heal my attachment style. And if you're interested, please y'all check out some of my other videos. But because I had this issue, it was really hard for me to sit there and adjust my mind to identify the green flags in men. What are some good things that I like? Because that's what I wanted to attract. If we're constantly focusing on what we don't want, the universe is going to keep showing us more and more evidence as to support why we don't like those things. Let me share my top 10 green flags. The biggest green flag for sure will always be somebody who's able to have a conversation. Not, I'm not talking about having excellent communication skills because that's muy importante. I'm talking about when you are actually trying to get to know somebody, are they trying to get to know you? Are they? When I first got separated many years ago, y'all, from my marriage, almost 10 years ago, I did start dating somebody who was much younger than me, much younger. So, I mean, he was like 25 and I was almost 40. But I don't look my age because, like I said, I'm almost 50 and I don't look my age. One thing that I was a very big green flag for me in this relationship that helped me realize that I absolutely want this in whatever relationship I have is he had the best conversational skills that I did not have in my marriage. This guy asked me questions and they were really thought-provoking questions, like to really get to know me, like to analyze how I was thinking and how I felt in certain moments. Like I never had those conversations in my marriage, probably what led me to a divorce, amongst other things. Just like your boundaries, you have to experience some things. If you like something, you add it to your green flags checklist. If you don't like something, you be like, oh, hell no. Now I recognize that such and such is a red flag. Learn from your mistakes, learn from your experiences, and then, you can learn from others like me. Another green flag is, are they considerate? Now, whether you're just going on your first date or your 20th date, someone who's very considerate of your time, your money, and your energy, that's a major green flag. I could think of going on dates. Now, I live in the DC area and we're surrounded by traffic going around this beltway. And I would meet somebody who was way on the other side of the beltway. And if they would be like, okay, you know what? Because I know you drove, you have a commute, you have this, I'm going to come closer to you. That was like green flag. But if they were like, I live on the other side of the beltway. How about we go out to eat on my side of the beltway? That wasn't considerate of me at all, especially when you know that I live far from my job. And then you want me to go further from my house and my job than to come out your way. So somebody like that, I was like, definitely not for me. But for someone who would actually be considerate of my time, energy, and effort, green flag. Another green flag for you to recognize is, are they respectful? If you are a woman out here, this is a test you absolutely need to follow. The waitress or waiter comes to the table and they take the order and he looks to me first. I'm like, cha-ching, green flag, especially when we're leaving and he holds the door open for me. Isn't that some simple stuff? That is the most basic stuff, but you'd be surprised by how many people just can't do that. Another green flag will always be somebody who takes care of themselves. You want somebody who's going to invest into themselves. You also need to be investing into yourself as well. Do not get with somebody and just stop taking care of yourself. If you were going to the gym 5 days a week, just because you have a partner does not mean you don't go to the gym 5 days a week anymore. You still take care of yourself, and he or she should as well. So a green flag is somebody who invests into the self. Do they go to therapy? Do they hire life coaches? Are they in a book club or are they trying to learn something new? Somebody investing into becoming a better version of themselves is a major, major green flag. Another one is, do they care about anything other than themselves? Do they care about climate change? Do they care about homelessness? Do they care about any causes outside of them? Or do they think they're the center of the world? Somebody's very passionate about something that's outside of them, something that's bigger than them, helping out in the community, coaching football, little league, whatever it is. Do they care about giving back, or do they only care about climbing the corporate ladder, looking out for themselves? Because if they're completely self-centered about themselves, they're sure not going to give a damn about you. Another green flag, y'all, does he take you into consideration at all when he's talking about the future? Now, ladies, please, I ain't talking about the first date when he's talking about, okay, you want to come to my cousin's wedding that's happening in 3 weeks and y'all on date number one. I'm not talking about that at all. People with anxious attachment styles, please do not misinterpret this. I'm talking, y'all been on several dates. Y'all been maybe talking 2, 3, 4 months. Does he consider you in any future plans? And it could be as simple as Janet Jackson is coming to perform in 2 months and he gets tickets for y'all to go in 2 months. Y'all, major green flag. He sees you as part of his life. And that's a future. I don't care if it's 2 months away. My boo put it on my calendar a whole year in advance. He's inviting me to his family reunion. First of all, green flag for the family reunion, even though I didn't get a chance to go because it ended up being the same weekend as, we were celebrating my dad's 75th birthday. Obviously, I'm gonna choose my daddy because that's my family. But still, it was a major green flag that my boo put it on my calendar a whole year in advance. The next green flag, y'all. Now I'm a mom who has raised one, two, three sons, and I have two grandsons and I have two grown nephews. And I always say, and I'm still daddy's little girl. My parents are still happily married, so thank God for that. One thing that I've always been around is a very masculine man, knowing how to be the provider, knowing how to be protective. And I'm not saying protective as you looking at my woman, I'm going to kick your. I'm not saying that at all. That is not being protective. That's being insecure and that's being jealous. Y'all do not confuse the two at all. What I'm saying is somebody who knows how to look out for you. I just want to make sure you got home. Call me when you get there. Did you eat today? You want somebody looking out for you because I know we get tired of looking out for ourselves all the time. So if you come across somebody who looks out for you and really cares about your overall well-being, huge green flag. Another green flag, y'all, is somebody who has emotional intelligence. Now, I just did a whole video about emotional intelligence. Y'all go check that video out where I talk more about that. But somebody who absolutely is more interested in resolving the issue instead of being right. I'd rather just attack the issue and not attack you. You come across somebody like that, y'all, ching. It's a major green flag, y'all. That might be my top one, honestly. I didn't rank these in order, but if I were to rank these, this would be a huge one for me because your relationship will have disagreements. You will maybe even argue. Either way, how you guys attack those disagreements, that's going to make or break your relationship. You could learn this thing even on your first date. You ended up at the wrong restaurant and they were at the right restaurant. You say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought you meant this restaurant instead of that one. Please wait there. I'm going to be on my way." And then you finally get there. And if that person is throwing up in your face that you got the wrong restaurant, or they're saying, "My gosh, if you would have listened to me, blah, 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 we wouldn't be here." That is, that's not a green flag, y'all. We know what color that flag is. Okay. I'm gonna just say it rhymes with bed. But either way, if somebody said, "You know what, I understand," trying to see, well, where was the disconnect? Oh, I looked at the message I sent. I wasn't clear about the exact location. There's somebody who's not throwing that stuff in your face and not making you feel a certain type of way. Green flag all day, every day. Yeah, another green flag is, which is also huge, pay attention to how your spirit feels in their presence. You have intuition for a reason. Use it. If your spidey senses, if your gut is telling you something's not right, y'all, something's not right. I'm not saying go into Scooby Doo, investor gadget type mode. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is pay attention to how your spirit feels. If it feels at peace and at rest when you're in their presence, huge green flag. If it's feeling uneasy and your anxiety is on 20, not a green flag. If this is first time to my channel, y'all, welcome. I am Vee Mindful. I'm a relationship coach and published author. Y'all, here we talk about everything related to relationships. I love to talk about the masculine, feminine, and the attachment style, and the communication issues, and how we can communicate better to ultimately have a healthy, successful, happy relationship. That is the end goal for myself and for all of you out here. So if you're someone who now needs to learn, okay, what do I do about these green flags? What's my next step? Because I can recognize these green flags, but I'll be fumbling the bag left and right, either with my attachment style issues. If that's your problem, you have anxious attachment style, y'all check out this video next. Or if you're someone who struggles with that masculine and feminine imbalance, and that's getting your way from having a healthy, happy, stable relationship, y'all, then check out this video next. Till next week, y'all, take care.